There is something big coming to you. And if you're seeing this, I think you know what I'm talking about. You feel it. And in truth, it's not really coming to you so much as it's coming through you. Because you are ready to share whatever it is that you've been working on, whatever it is that you've been working towards, whatever it is that you've been feeling, whatever it is that you've been imagining, envisioning. The time is now. And I think you also know that. For the time has never been better, because the game has changed. And there have never been greater opportunities, never been more possibilities, never been lower barriers to entry or obstacles to you being you and sharing the gifts that you have and the creations that you've made and all that you are with the world. It is that time. And the thing is, this is what's needed in any respect, whether you're an entrepreneur or a writer or an artist or a guide. There is you that needs to be brought into the light, into the world, onto the stage. And there are many ways that you can do this. But in order to fulfill and to actualize who you are and to all that you're creating, you do have to put yourself out there. And for example, YouTube is one of those ways in which you can do that, regardless of whether you're an entrepreneur or a writer. There is these platforms that you get to share, yourself. Not in the ways in which it needs to be or it ought to be or it should be, right? All these strategies and techniques and all these things that are needed in order for you to be successful. No, in the way that you want to do it, in the way that you are inspired to do it, not compromising, not conforming, but unapologetically, authentically doing it in the way that you're inspired to do it. But there is this sort of presence, this, you could say, online presence in this new digital internet world that allows you to show up as you, not needing to dull yourself or fit into the box or hide any parts of you, but just showing up as you are and sharing all that you have to share with the world, because that's actually what's wanted. Whatever you're creating, it's come from you, from the deepest part of you, and it includes all of you. That is the authenticity of your creation. And so the communication of that creation, right? The way that you distribute that, the way that you share that is also needed to be real and authentic. And that's what the world wants. And that's the good news, is because in this new aligned creator economy, you don't need to live up to the way that this agency says you need to do it, or this digital guru says you need to do it, or this online coach says you need to do it. You need to do it the way that you feel called to do it, because that's the way that people are going to receive it and resonate with it. They're going to be magnetized to it. And that's where everything that you want is going to be attracted to you. And so in my experience of doing this as an entrepreneur, as an artist, as a photographer, and now as a guide or a coach, I've learned through these experiences, through all the ways in which you communicate, you market, you share, you bring yourself to the world, that there are 3 keys to doing this in alignment with who you are and to attract the aligned results that are for you. And those 3 keys are simply intention, authenticity, and the message. And you see, intention is the essence of what it is that you're conveying. It could be a feeling. It could be a realization. It could be a mood. It could be a transformation. It could be a possibility. Whatever it is, its most essential quality is a sort of feeling. It's something that you want to impart. It's something that you want to give. It's something that you want anyone who interacts with whatever it is that you're sharing, whatever it is that you're creating. It's what you wish for them to feel. That becomes the purpose from which it's created and shared from. And it is that which you embody. It is that which becomes integrated into your expression. The intention is synonymous with the creation, with the being, with the embodiment. It is synonymous with the action. So this intention is not simply just a wishful thought. It's not just simply an idea. It is the energy behind which everything gets created, because it is the resonance that is felt and received on the other end of whatever it is that you're creating, whether it's a product or a service or a book or a piece of music or an art form or a meeting in your guidance or work that you're doing with another. That intention, that core purpose that's being infused into every aspect of yourself and that work is felt and it is received. To be intentional with your intention, to be deliberate as to what that is, to come from the knowing, to set that intention, not only as you set out with this new adventure, this new endeavor, this new aligned business or expression or art form that you're creating from the onset, but each and every time you put pen to paper, paintbrush to canvas, every time you put your fingers to the keyboard, any time that you create, you tune to that intention. And it is a dynamic thing. It evolves with you. It changes as you change. It goes through a transformation as you transform in this process. But it is that point of alignment, that point of orientation from which you create from. And so I have found that intention to be integral in the success that I've had in every domain and dimension of my life. And that leads to the second part of authenticity. It is the authenticity, which is the honesty of who you are, of all that you are, of all that you're being, of all that you've experienced, of all that you know, of all the wisdom, the knowledge, everything that you've garnered, all of that as an expression. It is the frequency of the realest part of you, the truest aspect of you, the totality of all that you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, the highs, the lows, the parts of you that you wish weren't there, that are there, the parts of you that you're striving for and aiming for. All of it as one, all of it as you. And that is the realness that everyone seeks, because it is what is relevant. It is what is relatable. It is what is real. And that is what the world is desperately seeking. And they will recognize in your product, in your service, in your communication, in your offer, the realness to which you communicate it through your authenticity. And so gone are the times where you need to present yourself polished, perfect, practiced. It's only about being your presence as you are. And you see, that is the essence of it. The presence that you are is the purpose by which your authenticity is communicated. That is what is known. That is what is received. That is what is felt. The direct communication of who you are, the vulnerability of that, the truth of that, the light of that, the dark of that, all of it, here and now as you. And the more okay you are with yourself, in all the parts that are there, in all that you are, the more you have come to terms with all of yourself, the more you have faced the shadow within you, that insecure part of you that feels like it doesn't belong, that it's unworthy. All of these aspects that are hiding in the shadows, in the crevice, that are stuck in the closet, all of these parts of you are the half of the authenticity that allows for all that you are, the light, the grandiosity, the immensity, the perfection, the wholeness, the divinity. All of that meets to become all that you are in the authentic expression of who you are. And you see, this is where, as this game changes, you don't need to be the perfect influencer. You don't have to have the perfect, pristine, polished expression. You just need to be you. And in being you, authentically, honestly, vulnerably, the other person or the other people see the realness of that. They feel the integrity in that. They're magnetized and drawn to the power of that, because there's nothing more powerful than a person who has come to terms with themselves and is willing to present all aspects of themselves as they are. This leads to the third part, which is the message. And you see, this is the part that is practiced, that is in a way polished, that is designed, that is deliberate. It is this part that is presented with thoughtfulness, with thoroughness, with well-roundedness. It is the part that is created and cultivated with devotion and dedication to the art, to the practice of making it as good as it can be, not to prove something, not to get somewhere, but for the very fact that this creative process is the forging of your soul, the giving birth to yourself in form, and therefore the expression of all that you are and all that you can be as the creative capacity that you are. And this is the part of you that is great, that strives for perfectionism, that wants to do it to the best of your ability. And you see, that too can be honored. And so you see how this is such a beautiful paradox, that through your intention as the starting point, as the purpose underlying everything that you do, with the authentic showing up as who you are, as you are, and the preparation, the planning, the practice of the best that it can be, not so that it's seen to be something that it's not, but as the practice of it being all that it can be. And that is the greatness, that is the excellence, that is the performance through that authenticity that allows it to be everything that you are encapsulated into a video, an art form, a music piece, a book, a chapter, a word, an utterance, anything. It is that whole picture coming together as the expression, as the creation, that is the mastery that you cultivate through this process of being the aligned creator. And you see, when that becomes the sole focus, your own self-realization, your own self-acceptance, your own self-mastery, then these three keys are natural, they are inherent, they are effortless as a posture, as a presence, as a way of showing up day to day, committed to what you're creating, committed to being the greatness that you are, and therefore striving, yes, even striving for the goal that you have, for the outcome that you want, all of which is included in the vision that is yours already within the frequency that you embody here and now. And it really comes down to these three keys from my direct experience: the intention, the authenticity, and the valuable message that you craft and communicate, which represents, it becomes the representative of what you have to offer. And when you show up day in and day out with that commitment, with that devotion to that practice, what you build is nothing short of a miracle. And again, I speak from experience because a little over a year ago, about 13 months ago, I started this YouTube channel, which has now grown to, I think, almost 31,000 subscribers. And it is through this process, through the intention of wanting you to remember all that is possible when you come into alignment with your true self. That is my intention. That is my wish. That is my purpose, for you to recognize that, to realize that, and to own that, to step into that calling. It is the guiding light. It is the orienting principle that allows me to do everything that I'm doing, share everything that I'm sharing. And it is my own commitment to showing up as I am, in the authenticity of who I am, in the truth of who I am, in all that I am, that allows for the message to be crafted, cultivated, and communicated as valuably as it is. Because there is no part of me that is off limits. There is no part of me that is any lesser than any greater part of me. I am committed to all of me and bringing compassion, bringing the integrity of all of who I am to every part of who I am. That is what allows me more than anything else to show up every day as I have been for the last year, to share with you this wholeness that is within you, this knowing that is within you, this confidence and conviction and possibility, this pure imagination, this creativity, this abundance, and this freedom that is within you. That is the purpose behind all of this. That is what I'm committed to. And so that is what's possible for you. If you only remember these three keys and cultivate your own devotion to them by coming into clarity as to what they are, as they are, in each moment. And if you do that, my friend, you cannot fail. I am a testament to this. I am not special. I do not have anything that you don't have except for the will to see it through, the promise to myself that I am committed to, and the devotion to that truth within me that wants to be shared. If this resonates for you, I would encourage you to contemplate this, to come into the clarity as to what these keys are for you, and to wholly commit to your path. And if you desire accountability, if you desire support, if you desire guidance in this, then I have just opened up 3 places in my Aligned Creator Mentorship, backed by popular demand, for people who, whether it's on YouTube or in any communication medium that there is available to you, to share yourself with the world, to shine your light, to bring your gifts, your offers, your products, your services, your art forms to the world. Whatever it may be, it starts and it ends with you. The way that you communicate, the way that you present yourself, your presence, your brand. And if you want guidance in that, then comment creator down below and I'll send you a link where you can learn more about this mentorship that I'm offering.